event like this. We're going to get a lot of information tonight. I know you're anxious to start getting that information, so we'll get right into it. I do want to introduce Congressman Brian Babin. He's been fighting for us up in Washington, D.C. and fighting for us down here in Southeast Texas. And this is a team effort from the local level, the state, the federal level, and all of the volunteer organizations and everyone that's been helping out throughout this event. And so I'm very proud to have him on our team. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Babin.
Thank you very much, Judge. It's a great pleasure to be here. Unfortunate that the circumstances are such as they are. I would like to call on a good friend of mine, Pastor Terry Wright, First Baptist Church of Latter, come forth, if you would, and do our invocation.
Father, we certainly thank you for your goodness to us. And Lord, we are so thankful that we have a God that is above all storms, one that we can turn to in our time of need. Lord, we thank you for your goodness to us. We thank you for the assistance that has come. And Lord, we pray now for those that are suffering this evening. We pray for their well-being, that you would heal their hurts and provide for their every need. Lord, we thank you as a county and as a state for all that has been done for us, Lord. And Father, we pray now for this meeting time tonight that much will be accomplished through this endeavor. We pray for our congressmen, pray for all of our county officials and state officials and those in Washington who are assisting us, that you grant them wisdom and that you use them as instruments of help and assistance. Bless them, Lord, for their efforts. Bless this time together this evening, Lord. May we be understanding of one another. And may we look forward to a better future as we overcome together. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Terry. This is a time when we need to keep our chins up and our faith, and we're going to get through this, I can tell you. I want to introduce my staff who we have here. And first off, I want to introduce Kelly Waterman, who's back here. He's our district director. He's got a lot of answers to a lot of your questions. Lainey Brown, right here. She's an Orange County native. Can't thank her enough for what she's been doing. She's a go-to gal. And we thank you. Lauren is not here tonight. Okay, Lauren Jones. Rachel Iglesias is our district regional director from up in the northern part of the district. She's from Tyler County. Steve Janiszkowski, he's our legislative assistant from Washington, D.C. We've sent a bunch of our Washington, D.C. folks down here to help with the storm. And they're all doing a great job. We fanned them out all over our 9 counties. Beth Barber is our scheduler. She's come down from D.C., but she's actually a Jasper gal from Jasper, Texas. Sarah Reese, legislative correspondent. We brought her. Where's Sarah? There she is, back here. She's kind of short. Good to have. She's good. She's a dynamo. She's from Tyler County as well. And then also like to introduce my wife. Roxanne, I'm not sure where you are. Standing behind me, here she is. We've only been married 45 years. And, anyway, she's a big part of our team. I also would like to introduce the government agencies that are here tonight to answer the many questions that I know that you have. And many of you are frustrated and want these answers, and that's what this meeting is all about. From FEMA, we have Juan Ayala. Thank you, Juan. Also, Marcus Harmon. With the National Flood Insurance Program, we have Chris Parsons. With the Small Business Administration, Sushil Kumar. Good to have you. With the Foreign Service Administration, Daryl Guidry. Thank you for being here, Daryl. American Red Cross, Mr. Jacques Dubos. You sound like he ought to be from right here in this country, doesn't he? But he said he's from the Hill Country.
We have a lot of family right here.
Lots of family here. I should have known that. Okay. And then we have from the Health and Human Services Commission, we have Nate Ruddy. Thank you. I want to recognize the agencies that are in the back of the room here, and I want to encourage you, your guests, to go and talk to them. We have FEMA, which is in the back. We have SBA, Texas Workforce Commission, USDA, and the Department of Labor over here on the side. So if you have specific questions that may not get answered tonight, please go visit these people. This is why they're here. We are tonight, just want to tell you how proud I am to be the congressman representing Orange County and the other 8 counties that we have in District 36. We've got a great district, a tremendous district with some really good people, hardworking, that reach out and help one another. And I'll tell you something, it never was more apparent than while that storm was going on and immediately after, to see people coming out and helping one another. And the churches that have opened their doors up for shelters, got people immediate food, water, clothing, and on and on. While the agencies were still getting here. So I want to thank our first responders, our churches, and the individuals that reached out and helped one another, their neighbors. Our entire congressional district, and this district is 9 counties, as I said, from Houston all the way to Louisiana. And it was essentially a vast lake. That's what it was. I've lived in this country all my life, born in Port Arthur, raised in Beaumont. I live up in Woodville now. And I've seen a lot of storms going back to Hurricane Audrey. I remember Hurricane Audrey when I was a kid. That killed so many people over in our neighboring state in Louisiana. And I've never seen a storm like Hurricane Harvey. I've seen some bad ones. Ike, Rita, many of them. But this storm came and stayed. It just hung around. Kind of like the in-laws do. They only come visit you. I love my mother-in-law. Countless individuals, families, businesses, communities have lost everything. And their lives have been completely turned topsy-turvy. And many of you in this room are in that category. From the very start, our office has been working overtime to help people get back on their feet. And despite many of our own staff who were flooded as well. It is our goal to make sure that you have the resources and the information that you need to fully recover, rebuild, and put your lives back together. And that's what tonight is all about, folks. Bringing the experts from the federal and state agencies to our community so that you can get the answers to your questions. And I know there's plenty of questions. We did one of these last night in Lumberton, Texas. And we spent a very valuable 2 hours, and I think we got a lot out of that. But that's what this is all about. Tonight you'll have the opportunity to get your questions answered and hear firsthand from FEMA, SBA, USDA, and all the federal and state agencies that you're dealing with. And I know that many of you are going to have a lot of questions about the hurricane and flood recovery. And that's why the questions and the discussion tonight will focus only on issues that have to do with Hurricane Harvey and the recovery. We have these folks for a limited time, and I don't want to waste your time on something else. If you have a question, any question at all, please write it on one of the question cards and hand it over to our staff. They will be collected, and Harvey-related questions will be asked of the panel that we have gathered here tonight. And for those of you who have non-Harvey related questions, we will get responses back to you by either a letter or a call from my staff. I want to make sure that you get the answers to these questions as well, but tonight will be reserved for Harvey questions. And before tonight's representatives quickly introduce themselves, I want to say this, that our office is ready, eager, and willing to help. We are working literally around the clock to ensure folks get the attention and the support that you need. The 36th district is spread across 9 counties, and we have over 700,000 constituents. And we're having a series of 4 town hall meetings. This is the second one. As I said, we had one last night in Lumberton. And we've had several dozen mobile office hours in each community, including more than a dozen this very week alone. And we're planning more in the weeks ahead. At these one-on-one meetings, our staff can help you navigate this recovery process, because I know it's a long, winding, and very frustrating trail that you're following. If you have more questions after tonight's town hall, we encourage you to call us or come to one of these future mobile office meetings. We have a long road of recovery ahead, and our office will be there every step of the way with you. This recovery is about us. It is about our families. It is about our communities. And so we're here to help you. And I see that I think I may have skipped over one of my staff tonight. He is an acting staff member, Mr. Paul Sawyer. I didn't introduce you all, but there, Paul. Okay. Paul is the chief of staff in Washington to Louisiana Congressman Garrett Graves, who is over next door, and he represents Baton Rouge. And I went and saw their terrible, I don't know if y'all are familiar, but Baton Rouge got flooded out last year in a terrible, terrible way. So Garrett Graves has sent some of his valuable staff, or even his chief of staff, to come over here and help us get questions answered. He knows what he's doing, and we can't thank them enough. In fact, I want to tell you something. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a proud Texan. Now, I got a cute ass name because my dad was, and both sets, both mother and dad, folks came from Louisiana. But I want to pat Louisiana on the back. The Cajun Navy, the Cajun Special Forces, the Cajun Navy, man, you couldn't hate about this. And we just thank each and every one of you. I know you help one another so much. Now, let's go ahead and we'll get underway here, and we'll let them introduce themselves. And also, I want to say another thing. We have met with a lot of people over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've spoken with the vice president. I've flown over our district with our senators. We have met with the governor, with the lieutenant governor. And I just want to say how much I really, really appreciate not only the elected officials and leaders of our country and state, but you folks have some great elected officials right here in Orange County. And I want to say how much I appreciate them as well. And yeah, let's give them a hand. I want to introduce them. If I leave anybody out, please let me know. Of course, we've already heard from your Orange County Judge, Brent Carlton. Thank you. He's also a reserve officer, U.S. Air Force. We really appreciate that. Thank you, Brent. Precinct 2 Commissioner Barry Burton. Where are you, Barry? Right in the back there. And he's been working overtime. I've been down in his precinct numerous times. Let's see, we got Precinct 3 Commissioner John Gotia. Where are you, Commissioner? Yes, sir. Right in his precinct. We've got Precinct 1 Commissioner Johnny Trahan. I know I saw there he is in the back. And in his precinct. You guys are doing a great job. Precinct 4 Commissioner Jody Crump. Saw him there he is in the back. Orange County Sheriff Keith Merritt. Where are you? There he is. Thank you. He's been doing a fantastic job too. Orange County Republican Chair David Covey. David? appreciate him. Orange County Democratic Chair, Deborah Mitchell. Thank you. Pinehurst City Councilman and former Mayor P.W. Pimenta, right here. A lot of these folks flooded out too. A lot of these of your own leadership in this county flooded out themselves. Did I leave anyone out? Any city councilman? Any other elected officials?
I think we have one from Bridge City Councilman, Carl Harvey from City Council from Bridge City. Carl Harvey from City of Bridge City.
Carl Harvey from Bridge City, yes sir. Well, I should have known that. You had that red shirt on. Okay. Thank you, Councilman, for being here. Anyone else? Okay.
Oh, Zach.
Zach Johnson with Dave Field's office, Representative Dave Field. Where's Zach? There he is. Thank you, Zach. Okay. All right. Well, without any further ado, you know what? I wanted to also say thank you to the VFW folks where we are, folks. And I'm a veteran by that. I appreciate the VFW and what they do, what they mean to us. Orange County Police Department. Well, thank you. We really appreciate you guys. Some of these folks flooded out as well and still got out and helped others. Our ASL interpreters, Laura Forbes and Brandy Evans. Okay? Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and if you have a question, write it on one of these yellow cards. I see many of them, I think most of you have already turned them in. We won't take questions from the crowd tonight so that we can keep this thing going. We've got a lot of people, we've got a lot of questions, we've got a lot of folks up here that can give you some answers. So if you find that you're not, if you want to ask a question, raise your hand, we'll give you a card, write it down. And we're categorizing these cards, okay? Because there's going to be many of the same questions. We're going to put them in categories so we don't keep asking the same questions over and over again. Okay. Will FEMA see everyone? If you sign up for an SBA loan, does FEMA bypass you? Juan.
Good evening, folks. My name is Juan Ayala. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I work for FEMA full-time in our regional office in Denton. During this disaster, I'm working to manage a team of people who do media and intergovernmental relations in 21 counties across Southeast Texas. To answer the question, FEMA does not automatically bypass people who apply for a small business loan. In fact, we encourage just about everyone to, as part of their FEMA application registration process, to apply for a small business administration. My colleague here from the Small Business Administration might want to ask.
Good evening, residents. My name is Sushil. Thanks for having me, Congressman.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. Give me the mic.
As my colleague mentioned, Small Business Administration is the only program available to businesses. FEMA is
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Talk right into it.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, good.
Sorry about that. I'm not going to step up, all right? Small Business Administration is the only source of funds for repair, recovery, rehabilitation for business owners. FEMA does not have a program to assist businesses. We assist renters, homeowners, private nonprofits, including churches, with 5 pastors and pastors, and businesses of all sizes.
Okay, thank you. What, if any, financial help is FEMA giving, and what are the requirements? I know that's a very, very confused question and answer.
My name is Marcus Harmon with
Speak right into your mic, if you don't mind.
My name is Marcus Harmon with Individual Assistance. Under Individual Assistance, we have a program called the Individuals and Households Program. It is a grant, which of course you don't have to pay back.
and the maximum is $33,000.
Yeah, stand up.
Put it right up to your mouth.
We have a grant, it is grant assistance, in which you don't have to pay back, and the maximum is $33,300. To be eligible for first and foremost, you have to register with FEMA. If you haven't registered, we have people in the back that you can register with today, or you can do it over the phone. We tend to